Well, this week is the week we celebrate Mother's Day, and I have just a thought for you today, and it's what the Apostle Paul tells us in Ephesians chapter 6, verses 2 and 3, where he says, honor your moms. He says actually honor your parents, but I want to kind of bring that down and say, remember to honor your mom. The idea of honoring, the word actually means to hold in high esteem. Hold your mother in high esteem. And he says, if you'll do this, it's not just a nice thought. He says, that is one of the 10 commandments. Honor your parents. Honor your mom. And if you'll do this, you're going to be blessed. In the 10 Commandments, it says you're going to inherit the land. You're going to live a long life. And the Apostle Paul is telling us that and reminding us, hey, there's great blessing in honoring your mom. So honor your mom today on this Mother's Day. And not just this Mother's Day, but every day honor your mom. I came across this amazing story about a mother's prayers. And I thought, how fun for Mother's Day. And as far as I can tell, this is a true story. As amazing as it is, it's a true story. And it happened in the 1820s. There was a man in England who decided he loved the sea and he wanted to be a sailor. And he left England and he headed to Australia. And he was on a number of different ships as a sailor. His mother obviously didn't want to be separated from him, but you know, he was grown and she couldn't say anything about it. It was, the story's so amazing though. In 1829, he boarded an Australian schooner called the Mermaid, and it was headed toward the western side of the continent. And it came across these heavy seas, and the Mermaid hit a reef and began to break up, and there were 21 men who were part of the crew, and they had to abandon ship. And they were rescued by another ship called the Swiftsure. And then they were taken on board the Swiftsure, but now they had so many men on the Swiftsure that it couldn't handle it, and it came across some heavy, choppy water, and that ship went down also. Well, this happened 5 different times, and these men continued to be rescued, but these ships continued to go down. And amazing how this continued to happen. Finally, there was a ship called the City of Leeds. This ship had left England and was headed to Australia. And there was a doctor on board the City of Leeds, and they had rescued these men from the sea. And Peter Ridgely was one of the men who had been rescued. And the doctor came to him, the doctor of this ship came to him and asked him for a favor. He says, there's a passenger on board who is gravely ill. She was an older woman traveling alone and trying to get to see her son. Now remember, this one's coming from England going to Australia. She had a little portrait of him when he was a boy. He had a high forehead and dark hair. The doctor asked Peter if he would be willing to go to the woman and pretend to be her son. Now she's dying, she's delirious, and he thinks, well, you know, Peter seems to be a good candidate, let's send him in. So she had been praying to see her son, and this might bring her peace in her final hours. The doctor said, her son's name is Peter. That's funny, Peter replied, that's my name too. It says he went into the infirmary to find his own mother there, who had been praying to see her son again. She made a full recovery, and the two lived out their lives in Australia. Just such an amazing thing, the prayers of a mother. And I imagine there have been many prayers that have kept you from shipwreck in your life. Prayers of a mother who just continues to love you. Honor your mom on this day. Honor your mom throughout the year. Amen.